It's time for Humans in Tune with Darren Bergfeld on 93.9 The River.
Yep, it's your buddy Darren here, live on the lunch hour with my special guest, Wayne Wallingford, whom you met at the beginning of the hour. Wayne, it's good to have you here today.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here. The music is awesome, and I appreciate listening to the greatest music.
It is an amazing mix of stuff, and we just came out of a Beach Boys song, and I got to tell you guys, if you know me as a musician, you know I listen to just about everything under the sun, and that's kind of Wayne's story too. And we've been talking just musical war stories all freaking day, and it's been a lot of fun. And we were just talking about Kokomo not really being a favorite Beach Boys song, but definitely a big hit for them. And it was just kind of, it came out later, you know, but the Beach Boys is such a huge influence on music. And earlier we talked, you know, Wayne spent some time overseas while he was in the Air Force, and what a time to be there for music in England and in Britain. I mean, golly, you got to see some of the greatest.
Yes, it was a real treat to live over there and see all these groups down at Wembley Stadium, U2 and Rod Stewart, the Beach Boys, Rolling Stones, Wings. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it's just it's a cornucopia of a fantastic musicians, and you just had them. Hey, this weekend the Stones are playing. This weekend Elton John's playing. Hey, you guys want to grab a sandwich? Go see Elton John. Super. Of course, you know, and you mentioned being able to kind of get around and see Apple Studios and so forth, and that's a lot of fun. But I like that you told me, you know, you got this DJ for a day thing. What are you going to do? What will you go on KCIM and talk politics with Fawn? No, he wanted to come here to the river and talk music because we play the greatest hits of all time. And we've got such an eclectic mix of stuff, you know, from some late 60s stuff all the way up until, you know, the 90s and the 2000s. There's such good music throughout the years, but you're a big rock guy.
I am. Yeah, I grew up in the 60s, so I love the 60s music. And when the British invasion hit in 1964, I just fell in love with all those groups. I think it changed the dynamics of the music industry when we had that happen.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And of course, yeah, like you said, it changed the dynamics here in America because all of a sudden music was not just coming out of our own backyard. And it really opened things up as a global industry. And, you know, record collecting exploded through the air. And you've got quite a good collection yourself.
I do. Yeah, I've been buying record albums probably since about 1960. So I got quite a collection of vinyl. And vinyl's one of my favorite, and particularly album art. I fell in love with album art.
Yeah, absolutely. And in our River Studios, we've got some album art that hangs on the back wall here as well as, but yeah, personal collection stuff. And that was the jam, you know, before there was MTV, you got home with that record and you opened up the big record and you looked inside and there's the Bee Gees staring back at you with their golden lion manes of hair. Or, you know, you opened up the inside and there's pictures of Led Zeppelin on tour. Or, you know, just the artwork itself intrinsically was a beautiful part of the musical revolution that happened during those years. And of course, that still applies today. We've got artists that, you know, the vinyl resurgence is kind of upon us. Artists are releasing new records that are coming out in vinyl, which is a lot of fun. And they're going the extra mile to, you know, make sure some of the colored vinyl is very cool. But then the artwork itself is kind of making a resurgence as a big part of the industry.
And the older vinyls become quite a collector's item. I'll go see an album in a store and say, whoa. That is expensive. I'm glad I already have it.
Yeah, I'm glad I've got that hermetically sealed at home, right? Yeah. But yeah, music's a beautiful thing. And, you know, in our day to day, I love music does a lot for me. It soothes me if I'm feeling stressed out. You know, it gets me amped up if I got to do something. If you're, you know, you're getting ready to crank into your day, what's your go-to to listen to in the morning to get you motivated and ready to take on the world?
Well, I like to listen to music because it really calms you down, and 93.9 is my favorite radio station.
We didn't pay him to say that, folks, I promise. No, that's great. Yeah, and again, you know, I'm kind of that way too. It's some days I feel like I want to listen to something from the early 70s or, you know, maybe today, for whatever reason, maybe I started drinking early. I popped in Britney Spears. Whatever the case might be, we play that whole mix of stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And to have you along for the ride is a blast as well. I guess if you could go back and watch one concert that you saw in your life, if you could go rewatch that concert, what one would you pick?
Of course, that's a tough question, Darren, because all the groups are so awesome. But I think the one that really hit home to me was seeing Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney with Wings in London. That was just fabulous because he sang his songs that he had when he broke off from the Beatles, but he also sang a lot of the original Beatles songs as well. So that was probably my favorite.
And where did you see that show? Do you remember?
Yeah, that was at Wembley Stadium.
That was at Wembley. Yeah. And what a cool experience. I mean, what an iconic place to see that concert. That's definitely one for the books. Very awesome. Well, we're going to take a short break, pay some bills. Wayne's going to give you Wayne's World weather here in just a little bit. And again, Wayne, I appreciate you coming in. It's Wayne Wallingford. Thanks for coming in, my man.
Oh, my pleasure. I've enjoyed being here and visiting with you, Darren.
This has been Humans in Tune with 93.9 The River. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that button.
The greatest hits of all time on 93.9 The River.
And your buddy Darren here to take a look at your river weather, but you're not going to hear it from me, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Weather with Wayne on 93.9 The River.
Here's the weather from Wayne's World. Today it's sunny and clear with a high of 77. Tonight will be clear with a low of 48. And tomorrow, another beautiful day, sunny and high of 77.
That is beautiful. Everybody, give that man a round of applause right now. Clap, 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 clap. Again, Wayne Wallingford, thanks for coming in today. It's 93.9 The River playing the greatest hits of all time.